Good morning, everybody, for Tuesday, the 26th of July. High pressure moves in from the west, and at the moment we remain in fairly moist airflow, which continues to bring lots of cloud over us. It certainly looks that way today. It looks today for most of the week, really. Hopefully, some better soaring conditions as we approach the weekend. A few days out today had looked reasonably good, but unfortunately, it does look like we're going to have a bit too much in the way of clouds until later in the day. We started to pick up that's a northerly northwesterly airflow today. 310, 320 at flying heights, a little bit lighter than we've been seeing in recent days. So back to Sunday, we were seeing 30 to 35 knots at flying heights. So it's nice that we're dropping back to at least more normal values, and hopefully we're not going to be seeing square thermals anymore, or rectangular as they were on Sunday. But yes, should be fairly consistent across the country with that northwesterly wind. Satellite picture over the UK. Let's have a look. Still shows lots of cloud moving across, brighter into the west, and that's really where the opportunity for today is going to be. Hopefully we get a bit more of that sunshine to the ground and less of this cloud, and certainly the best tasking area is going to be down to the southwest and up to the northwest. Public forecast for today shows at Lasham that it's going to be fairly overcast here for most of the day, sort of 5 to 6 eighths cloud, brighter later today, and as you can see on here, it does start to brighten up as we head towards the weekend. GFS giving a top temperature today, probably only around 21 degrees. Just a reminder, this time last week we were forecasting 40 degrees. I know which I'd prefer. And dew points on here sitting around 9. Currently at Odium, we have a temperature of 15 and a dew point of 11. I'll just have a look at a more recent one as well. So let's say temperature is 16, dew point of 11 15 minutes ago, and cloud is broken at 1800 feet. TAF is not actually that optimistic, really. Doesn't actually say it'll get any better than that. It probably will, but as you can see on here, it does show that we might get some drizzle this morning, broken at 900. With showers this afternoon. We certainly saw a few more showers than expected yesterday. Looking out to the west, until lunchtime, again, it still looks quite cloudy, but more chance of some soaring. This showing scattered at 2.5, and if we look at Bristol, where it's much better, they've got a few at 4.5. So it's going to be a case of trying to get to that better weather in order to make use of it. Let's have a look at what SkySight says for today. And you can see that, as suggested, the good weather for once is down in the West Country and up into Wales. So yeah, we're on that real dividing line of where it could be quite tricky to get away. Once you get sort of past Salisbury, quickly improving. And yeah, looking quite good. North Hill being the place to be today. Thermal strengths. Sort of, let's go for around 12:30. It gets going quite well down to the west with that more limited cloud, and as the day goes on, reasonable climbs, but really only in that area south of Bristol into the west. So this area predicting it says showers later in the day. Height of thermals later today, around here maybe only topping out at around sort of 3,500 feet or so. Out to the west in the Yeovil area, looking very nice indeed, with sort of height of thermals going up potentially to 5,500 to 6,000 feet. Cumulus amounts potentially again very similar, and with that northwesterly wind, yes, there is a risk that you might get some sea air coming off the coast here up at the Bristol Channel, but because of that direction, it's probably less likely to be as bad as if it was have more west in it. So yeah, I think staying to the south of Mendip and some of the Somerset levels, this area down here does look good, but yeah, as you can see, it's a bit of a struggle to get them back to Lasham. with those lowering cloud bases and more chance of rain. Overdevelopments, sort of more of a problem in our northwest and close to us, really, less of a chance down to the southwest. Rain, showers, as you can see, just light, I think, but maybe scattering about later today. I'm hoping that's going to be fairly pessimistic looking at this. And yeah, you can see that rain now indicated on here. Convergence, as the morning goes on, south coast convergence forming just to the west of Bournemouth. Probably some convergences near here just because of shower activity, but yeah, just a little bit of sort of sea breeze effect near Weymouth, looking at that. And I think that's it from Sky Sight. Just look at a couple of scutees. You can see that there's a lot of cloud in between about 3,500 feet right up to sort of 6,500 feet, which is what's given that overcast. That's at 4 o'clock. So yeah, and even potential of cloud much higher up. Whilst if we look at, let's say, North Hill, see it's much drier and yeah, nice high cloud bases and no chance of up level cloud either. And we'll go for a sort of point forecast. Let's go for Yeovilton, just say an idea. Yeah, at 12:30 onwards, good climbs, sort of 4 to 5 knots, and yeah, it's peaking in the Yeovil area at about sort of 5,500 feet. Whilst if you compare that to us at Lasham, that's cloud not really getting above 3,000 feet or so. So a bit tricky around here. Let's just have a quick look at top meteo just to see if there's any difference. Can't imagine hugely. So top meteo's wisdom is always for it to be better than it suggests. This shows it being better into Wales. Still tricky around here. Disappointing really for us. As you can see, throughout the day in this area, we're getting maybe 3,500 feet. Blue to shallow Q in the Yeovil area, and into this is showing much better into Wales actually, just north of Usk, potentially cloud bases of 6,500 feet. So all in all, if you can get away from here and out to the west or to the northwest, you'll have a good day. If you can't get away from here, you'll have a rubbish one. And looking at that, shower risk, it says all day here at this site forecast for Lasham, and difficult soaring conditions locally. That northerly wind quite light, probably only a few knots or so on the ground. Airspace wise, so all that Farnborough airshow airspace is gone. There's some military activity at Keevil at the moment, so just keep your bearings as you go around there. Maybe best not to fly through the drop zone today. Looking, yeah, there's a lot of radio testing and transponder testing going on in the vicinity of Boscombe Down. 37 will probably be a paraglider NOTAM. I think they have to put theirs out fairly early, hence they're probably a bit disappointed by soaring as well if we are. But yeah, lots of paragliding going on around the area. 34, 33, just on the edge of Imber. Yet again, radio activity, paragliders operating in Westbury. 50 must be parachuting, I would have thought. Yeah, parachuting in the Bryce zone today, pretty much all day within that zone up to 6,000 feet or so, or flight level 120. So don't go over the top unless you're speaking to Bryce, otherwise you might be joining a parachute display. 48 and 52 up towards Aston Down and beyond. 48 again is paragliding in the Gloucestershire area, and 52 is not relevant to gliding. 13, 14 and 6. 14 paragliding in Bell Hill, Dorset, and paragliders again, lots of paraglider NOTAMs. And thank you, David. Yes, David says that the weather station should be working again We'll have a quick look at that in a minute, just to finish off. But yeah, on the whole, there's no nearby restricted area temporaries. Check your exact route before you go. There's probably military activity up into Wales, but certainly within sort of 50k of here, there's nothing too much other than that parachuting activity and the activity in the regular Boscombe areas. Okay, operationally today we'll be on I think we're going to be on 2-7 today, looking at the wind. So yeah, plan for that. Some right layoff on the wind should be useful. Lasham, we've got temperature 16 at the moment, the dew point at 10.5. And yes, David, your weather station is working. We have a King Air coming in at 2 o'clock, but other than that, I've had no jet movements notified to me. Right, we will see you on the airfield shortly. Bye for now.